a billionaire vanished. Not from a super yacht in the Mediterranean. Not from a private compound in New Zealand. He vanished from the internet itself. And the exact moment he disappeared, billions of dollars in highly encrypted dormant crypto wallets suddenly woke up. Tiny transactions worth only pennies began moving across the blockchain, moving silently through decentralized servers. It didn't look like a liquidation. It looked like a pulse, like someone was sending a message from the absolute shadows. His name was Adrian Vale, tech prodigy, cryptographic genius, self-made billionaire. To the public, he was a reclusive tech founder, but to the global elite, he was something else entirely. He was the man the ultra-rich trusted to make their wealth invisible. Celebrities, trillion-dollar hedge funds, high-ranking politicians, they all put their capital into Vale's platform. His company, Obsidian Vault, promised something mathematically impossible. A digital fortress that no government, no hacker, and no supercomputer could ever crack. Then came a Friday night in late autumn. Security cameras caught Adrian entering the private aviation terminal at the airport. He had no security detail, no luggage, just a single backpack. He boarded a private charter flight bound for Seattle. But he never arrived. Midway through the terminal walk right before boarding, the airport security camera feed glitched. For exactly 47 seconds, the monitors showed nothing but static. When the feed came back online, Adrian Vale was gone. His backpack was found sitting on a chair near Gate 12. Inside, investigators found a premium laptop with its solid-state drive physically drilled through. A burner phone snapped perfectly in half, and a single piece of heavy paper with 6 handwritten words. Within 24 hours of his disappearance, panic struck the global financial markets. Obsidian Vault completely froze. High net worth clients logged into their accounts only to find their dashboards wiped. Emergency multi-signature access codes failed. Over $4 billion in digital assets became completely trapped behind an unbreakable wall of military-grade encryption. Federal investigators rushed to the company headquarters, only to discover a terrifying operational reality. Adrian Vale had built the system with a unique cryptographic protocol. He hadn't shared the master keys. Only Adrian knew the final password to unlock the global vault. With him missing, the money was dead, or so they thought. 3 days after the disappearance, the first anomaly occurred. A master wallet containing $900 million flinched. It didn't transfer millions. It transferred exactly $7.42 to an untraceable, newly created address. That tiny transaction proved a horrifying truth to the investigators. The vault wasn't entirely locked. Someone, somewhere in the world, still had the active keys. Cybercrime units traced the routing of that $7 transaction. It didn't use normal internet service providers. It was routed through a complex web of encrypted satellite networks, bouncing from the Pacific Ocean to an anonymous server array hidden somewhere in Western Europe. The ghost was testing the system. As federal agencies dug deeper into Adrian Vale's past, the case transformed from a missing person investigation into a full-blown conspiracy. They looked for childhood records. They found nothing. No birth certificate matched his biometric data, no elementary school yearbooks, no verifiable medical history before the age of 19. It was as if Adrian Vale had been mathematically manifested out of thin air, using perfectly forged paperwork and clean data trails. A deep dive analysis by intelligence analysts suggested an even darker theory. Vale wasn't just a rogue tech genius. 10 years prior to launching Obsidian Vault, a highly classified cyber warfare unit within the government reported the theft of an experimental cryptographic algorithm. An algorithm designed to bring foreign banking systems to their knees. The signature of that stolen code was a perfect match for the architecture of Obsidian Vault. Then, a breakthrough. Hidden deep within a secondary backup server located at Vale's private residence, investigators bypassed a security layer and uncovered a hidden, encrypted folder. The directory had a simple name: Cemetery. Log files showed that Adrian had accessed this exact directory just 2 hours before he walked into the airport. Inside wasn't financial data, it was a list of names: high-profile political figures, intelligence directors, and corporate titans. Next to every single name was a digital ledger detailing illegal offshore transactions, blackmail material, and secret Swiss bank accounts. Adrian Vale didn't just build a bank, he built an insurance policy. The next morning, an executive assistant returning to the abandoned Obsidian headquarters found a physical artifact left behind. It was a printed photograph sitting directly on Adrian's empty desk. It showed a desolate, foggy lake in an unknown geographic location. When forensic teams flipped the photograph over, they found 5 chilling words written in black ink. The theory changed instantly. What if Adrian Vale wasn't the mastermind? What if the brilliant billionaire was just a frontman? A highly polished actor hired to protect someone far more powerful, far more dangerous, sitting deep within the shadows of the dark web. Suddenly, the dormant wallets began firing transactions across the globe, like a synchronized light show. A wallet in Iceland moved 10 cents. A wallet in Dubai moved 12 cents, followed by transactions in Singapore, Panama, and Zurich. It was a trail of digital breadcrumbs. One encoded transaction contained latitude and longitude coordinates that led federal marshals to a rusted, unmarked storage unit in the desert outside Reno, Nevada. Inside the empty concrete room stood a single heavy steel safe bolted to the floor. When safecracker teams drilled through the lock, they found no cash, no gold. Just a single titanium recovery plate used to back up crypto private keys. But every single word of the 24-word recovery phrase had been violently ground down and scratched away with an industrial tool, except for one single word left untouched at the very bottom of the metal plate. Days later, an anonymous, heavily distorted audio file was uploaded to an encrypted community forum. The voice was metallic, altered beyond human recognition, but the cadence matched Adrian Vale's public speeches. The recording lasted only 6 seconds, playing a single sentence before self-deleting from the server. The true terror of Adrian's design was finally realized when cybersecurity experts discovered a hidden protocol embedded in the core architecture of the Obsidian Vault ledger. It was an active dead man's switch. If a specific, multi-layered cryptographic check-in code isn't manually entered into the system by an authorized user once every year, the system will trigger a catastrophic data release. Not a release of money, a release of data. Every document inside the cemetery file, every transaction, every name, every secret held by the world's most powerful people will be automatically published onto the public blockchain, un-deletable, forever. Years have passed since that fateful Friday night at the airport terminal. Adrian Vale remains a phantom. No body has ever been recovered, no border crossings recorded, no bank accounts flagged. Billions of dollars in the core vault remain completely frozen, untouched in the cold expanse of digital space. But every few months, like clockwork, a single wallet flinches. A transaction of just 1 single cent moves silently from one unknown address to another. A cold digital reminder to the people holding power across the world. The vault is still waiting, and the ghost billionaire might still be watching.